Hi, and welcome to my level ForgeCity. So when I first began designing this level, I made sure to write down every idea that I had. My initial goal was to figure out the theme. I decided to go with an industrial, crime-ridden cityscape. From there, I decided to focus on the core gameplay mechanics and the enemy types. During brainstorming, I figured out that I wanted to have a level that had 3 main sections. The 3 main sections are the factory, the city, and then the penthouse. I wanted the environment I built to tell a story of a hero running through the factories of a crime-ridden city, jumping across skyscrapers to get to the penthouse of the kingpin. Gameplay-wise, I wanted this first section of the level to introduce the player into enemy types and obstacles, as to not overwhelm them immediately. Although I tried to keep this first section of the level pretty simple, I still wanted to create some sort of challenge for the player because this is a shorter level. I had my roommates playtest this level. They're not very experienced with gaming, which was what I wanted because I wanted to make sure this level was accessible for all kinds of players. Initially, I had made this level way too difficult for anyone. Even I was having some struggles with it. From there, I reduced enemies and added more pick-me-ups along the way. I added a few checkpoints and some health pickups in order to encourage the player to keep moving forward. Towards the end of the first section and the start of this section, I wanted to begin melding different elements together to make it a more challenging process. Another element that I wanted to pay attention on was the aesthetic of the game. I wanted to make sure the readability was clear. You could clearly see the player and the enemy types. I did this by using complementary colors and contrasting colors. Towards the end of the second section, I introduced players to this new enemy type. I used this new enemy type to resemble the Kingpin's henchmen as we were getting closer to the final boss. I don't know what happened there. Another thing I want to mention is the types of enemies I used. I didn't want to overwhelm the player with too many different enemy types, so I tried to stay in between the range of 4 to 5 different enemies. Not including the boss, obviously. An issue that I ran into was enemies despawning when they jump too high off the screen, or respawning. I couldn't figure out how to fix this issue. I just figured this is how the MegaMaker games are designed.
Welcome to the boss level.
Sorry about that. For this final boss battle, I initially only gave the player 1 health pickup. I realized that made this level very difficult to pass, especially with the regular cannon. So I decided to give the player a fire weapon if they choose to use it. To close out this video, I just want to say I had a really fun time making this level, even though it was in a pretty short amount of time. There are improvements I would love to make.
Boss level.
Sorry about that again, but seriously, this was like my first time playing any kind of Mega Man game. I wish I had more time to figure out more enemy types and have more time to experiment and blend enemy types together. But for the time I had, I'm pretty happy with this and this outcome of this. So thank you so much, and enjoy me destroying this boss.